Well, a huge number of Silicon Valley corporate managers, the people who are making all the money from the tech boom, strictly restrict their children's phone time and send them to screen-free private schools. Why do they do that? Because they know that their own devices hurt children. But at the same time, the tech industry has no problem foisting those devices on everybody else's kids. According to Google, half of all the country's K through 12 students use Google apps to learn. Google has donated $100 million in devices to schools, which of course has the welcome side effect of acclimating and addicting children to Apple products when they are most impressionable. Did Philip Morris pass out Marlboros to kids? I don't know. We'll check. Microsoft has similarly donated more than $1 billion in discounted Windows products to schools. No one's really noticed this. Michelle Malkin has, though. She's a syndicated columnist, author, and blogger, and she joins us tonight. So, Michelle, this does seem like taking the most vulnerable and impressionable slice of America and pushing products on them that they're going to be addicted to for life. Is it something else?
It certainly is that. It's not merely the idea of addicting them and getting them used to the brands from preschool age, but it's also about data mining. And I've been investigating and reporting on this issue of infiltration of education and technology in the public schools in particular for the last decade. And Tucker, the problem is that the bulwark, the wall, if you will, on protecting family and student data was greatly undermined and sabotaged by the Obama administration's education department. And the same way that through promulgating rules that were never scrutinized in Congress led to all of the terrible outcomes that we saw with Title IX, that same approach was used to undermine the Federal Educational Rights and Privacy Act, which used to require parental consent before personally identifiable information. In other words, your student's personal data was basically allowed and thrown open for access to third-party contractors. And boy, are they cashing in.
That is so, I mean, I never even, I guess I'm not diabolical enough. I never even thought of that. So this is not simply a way to get people using the products, kids to get using the products young. It's also a way to sell their information. And do you think that's actually happening?
It is. And in fact, Google was forced to admit that they were secretly data mining student emails in 2014. The problem is that there have been few consequences for it. And until there is a presumptive and preemptive right to know, NO as well as KNOW, and FERPA is fixed so that these loopholes that Obama created are closed. And until there's an idea, for example, that you cannot require students to log into Google in order to be able to access their homework, their class schedules, and their grades, this is going to go on. And what the Silicon Valley corporate giants will say is, oh, the teachers and parents that are complaining about this are just stupid. They don't know that they can just merely log off, when in fact it's been proven. And there are teachers and parents, particularly in Missouri, which is really where the rebellion has caught on about this, are showing that plain text passwords are being stored without parental and student consent. And the thing is that kids, as you mentioned, Tucker, are captive. They are held hostage because they cannot do their schoolwork without becoming IV hooked onto these products.
Is there a reason we have a Congress if they're not protecting us from this? Hold that thought. If you find a reason for Congress to exist, if they're not protecting us from this, I hope you'll come back and tell us. Michelle Malkin, great to see you.
Thank you. Take care.